Okay, so today, as part of the fifth lightning talk, I'm going to talk about how the API automation made easy using the Karate DSL. So before I start with the actual discussion, let me give a little bit background about it. So as we all know that um as the software development process is evolved and as everybody is moving to the microservices or API level architecture, certainly or most of the times the development and QA teams have to um, establish a different tools or frameworks, or also identify which are the tools or frameworks are going to the fit to the team as well as for the project timelines. And that's where we evaluate the tools and come up with the frameworks and tool which will work for our projects and the teams. So that's where I'm going to talk about a little bit my journey about the Karate DSL and how it helped me to achieve the API automation faster. Okay, so let's talk about the little bit about the current state, what's happening. So most of the teams still prefers to use the Java for API tests along with the REST assured, as it has been evolved a long time ago. Also, what happens is that when you go into the REST world, is basically REST API world, we play around with the complex or large JSON, and that time what we identify that manipulation or comparison of the complex JSON is quite difficult using Java, where you need to put in some part of the code from your side to make it better. So also we are also very much dependent on the Java objects for building and validating your requests and response payloads. Also, what I have observed that most of the teams usually struggle with the parallel test execution, as it's not provided inbuilt by most of the tools. So where we plug in the third-party tools or APIs, or we write our own code to make it perfect. But that eventually what happens, we end up in writing the more lines of code, and that ends with the more maintenance of the code, and that's what we do not want. Another one, what I observed in my automation journey is that what happens is there are some team members who are functionally very well, but at the programming side, they are not much well with the coding. So they feel difficulty, and hence organization implements that let's have a separate functional and automation testing team in the organization. And these are the certain problems what I have observed in my journey. So how do we address these most of the problems or shortcomings into one, where we can have everyone to contribute into API automation and we can start early? So that's where I'm going to talk about the Karate DSL. And that's where we identified Karate DSL actually helps us to achieve some of the shortcomings. So as most of you know, or that Karate DSL is based on the Gherkin based syntax. So you can write your test in plain text, super readable format. And also Karate DSL got a inbuilt powerful and flexible JSON assertion capabilities. So you don't need to write a code to compare to complex JSON, where you just need to write a one statement to do that. One of the best thing I mentioned, that's I observed that smart compare. So what happens, the actual and expected JSONs or XML sometimes will have a different orders of the fields, or may have a trailing spaces and all. So all these things have been handled by the Karate in inbuilt, and that's where it helps. One of the thing also mentioned, like no POJOs are required to represent your payload and responses. The non-programmer doesn't have to, non-programmers can easily contribute into the scripting. We got a code reusability features, which is in Karate, but if you go to the Gherkin or Cucumber, that something is not present. Also, one of the thing, like we cannot move away the Java from our framework, but like some of the times we need to have a Java to use for certain purposes, certain functionalities, where you can also use the Java along with the Karate to achieve all the whatever you want. So some of the features are about being provided inbuilt as multi-threaded parallel executions, data-driven test. You can easily plug in with the different reports, Cucumber HTML reports. And also you can also reuse your functional API test as a performance test. So these are the some of the features or benefits I mentioned. But if you want to know, you can go to the website github.com Karate, where you will be able to see a lot of features and comprehensive documentation example. Okay, let's move towards the a kind of where we actually see how really it is easy to write the API test using Karate DSL. So you can see this is one of the code snippet I have uh, posted over here, which is a GET request call. So what we are going to do, we are going to give a feature, and we are also going to provide the background. So when I say background are more about the prerequisite what you mentioned. In order to execute my API, I need to build some of the prerequisites. All those things will go into the background, and all these prerequisites will be executed after every scenario. So you are going to set your host URL. You're going to get your authentication token for authorizing your API. You're going to set the request headers, whatever the request headers you will require authorization token, content type, and accept. Everything is done. Then we move towards the scenario. So what scenario is going to be? Scenario is going to be how you automate your API in a plain text and readable format. So here you can see this is a GET request. What I'm trying to mention over here, this is your given path as users. As I have already mentioned, the host URLs in the background, and headers are already mentioned in the background. When method is get, then status is 200. And what happens after our response is successful? What do you need to do? You actually validate your response along against the expected outcome. So here I have put the users data.json as an expected outcome where all my users present over there. And I just do a simple statement and match response is equal to user data. So this actually goes into every field and all, and verify your full JSON. Let's move towards another code snippet where I have represented about the post request and a kind of partial JSON response validation. So you can see the left side code snippet is about creating a single user and how you can transform your script into creating a multiple users using the Karate DSL. So you can see over here, this is my user request payload, as I have put already a JSON schema with values over there. And then I put a post request. And after my request has been successful, I receive the ID, which is the new user ID, what I got it. And with the same ID, I put a get call to get the response. And then I validate my response and check whether the user request payload, which I have sent for post request, is contained or not. And that's how you can simply write your script. But consider if I want to create the multiple users, so how do we do that? So you can see at the right side code snippet, this is the user request payload which has been set. And this user request payload has been set from the example test data. So example is basically a data parameterization into the Karate where you can put as many as of your test data, and that particular test data will be parameterized to your request payload, or you can set your request payload with the whatever the parameters you want to. And the similar the post request, and we get the ID out of that. And then you again validate your response against the whatever the payload was sent. And this is how you would be able to use the data parameterization inbuilt in Karate, where some of the framework requires other tools like TestNG to have a achieving the data driven testing. Okay, one of the things I wanted to also mention, as you go over into the number of test data examples, you may have 50 or hundreds or something. Instead of putting that into your Karate, you can put that into the CSV file. You can look over here, and that CSV file you can read. So all test data will be coming over here and will be parsed accordingly. Okay, so before I move ahead with the another slide, I would like to mention also we have a centralized Karate config where you can able to mention your config data. So one of the config data, what I mentioned as a base config, where you would be able to mention your API host URL, your DB driver, DB server username, password, and schema. And what happens, you can also override your the base config along with the environments. For example, today I'm running tests on the QA environment. You can able to override that particular QA environment parameters or the attributes, and as well as into the stage. So you don't need to keep a separate properties file and all. You can just maintain everything into your karate config.js. Okay, let's move towards the next karate code snippet, where what I'm doing here, I'm using the post request over here. Okay, so in the post request, in the background, what I'm trying to mention is initializing the DB utils object. So what I'm going to achieve over here is that how can we include the DB validation into the karate snippets or scripts. So what happens, in order to interact with the DB, we need to establish a connection, and we need to obtain that DB connection. That DB connections code, you can put it into your background section, and that will be obtained and close every time you run your scenarios. And once your post request is being successful, you can able to uh, write your own queries into this particular snippet, get the data out of the DB, and validate the DB data against the request payload which was sent. So this is how you can also easily do the validations of your response or payloads against the DB data. Okay, so next one is about the put request and the validations. So in the put request is basically what we do, we update the resource. So what I'm going to show you is differently is over here. Here, I am calling the create user reusable features. So what I am doing is there, I'm not putting the entire code snippet of the create user feature over. What I'm doing, I'm just calling that feature, and that feature is calling the create user reusable features. What we are doing here, we are representing your table as user and mentioning all the data, and that data will be passed to the create user reusable feature, and you can set it over here and get the response out of it. So this is how you can achieve the reusability of the code in the karate. And once you get a ID out of the after the user has update has been done, you can put a post request to update the user. So what we do over here, we will be setting the what all the uh, fields or what all the resource I want to update, that you can set it into the request payload and put a put request, and then we validate whether the user has been updated successfully or not. For that, we just put a get call over here, and the same validation we do verify your response against the what all the request payload parameters were passed. So this is how you can achieve the reusability into the karate. Delete request also here same. Very similarly, I'm trying to use the create user reusable feature, and then having a delete request and checking after the user has been deleted, I get a 404, and the response status, basically the response is empty. So this is how easily people can write the scripts in the readable format. So some of the best practices I wanted to share since I have started using the Karate DSL. First, usually create and use reusable features which performs your different AP action types like get, post, put, delete, so that can be called whenever you need, and you will save on your core efforts. Create the DB utils for data retrieval and manipulation, as that's going to help you to put your queries into the Karate and use the DB utils to retrieve the data and manipulate it. One of the best thing what I have done is data cleanup before and after every scenario or feature execution. This is very important, where if you are running your test every week or whenever you get a turnover to the QAs, so our test scription needs to be run independently and another thing, like you can use the CSV if parameterized example test data is large. Use the assert capabilities of karate. So karate has got a very amazing and powerful assertion capabilities for verifying the JSONs, the actual and expected. And there are lots of materials is there on the karate website. You can try to use that. Keep scenarios independent if possible. For parallel execution, if you have a parallel execution, it's better to keep your scenarios independent, as karate by default runs your scenarios in parallel. And that's how you will see the timing different, where your test hundreds, 800 or thousands of scenarios just run in 15 minutes. And also you can differentiate your different scenarios by tags. So you can put a smoke, regression, feedback, and trigger your test whenever you want to run the smoke test or regression test. Key takeaways from this particular karate DSL I have is like teams can directly start API automation without any base framework. You do not need any base framework except the DB utils and some of the things which you may require. But you can straight forward go through the karate documentation, go through some of the example and straight away start. Irrespective of programming background, anyone in the product team can also contribute on API automation scripts. So you don't need to really keep your functional testing and the automation testing or whatever performance testing is separate. Everybody has a right to contribute into everything, including functional automation, and that's where it helped to us. Team becomes more productive as API test scripts becomes more readable and maintainable. So anybody can go there, check on other code, maintain it. And one of the things what we have done is that automation first approach can be taken, because what we do is like we do not do functional testing of APIs, we automate them first and validate through it. And that's where it helps to take an approach about automation first. That was the key takeaways for Karate DSL, and that's all about it. Thank you. And if you have any questions, ask on the Slack channel, IT hyphen. Thank you.